All right. This is a brand new series for the new champions, Game Night's new champions. We are starting off after almost a year and a half of play, and the group lives in a world where Doctor Destroyer has taken over and has banished all of the previous superheroes, and Socrates has assembled new champions. And this group that's playing tonight is some of the new champions. Some of them are the founding members of the team. Some of them are newer members of the team, but all of them have been kind of assembled by Socrates in the team. Uh, Tonight's episode or series. This is the first episode in a series where the reports have been coming in from Millennium City's Chinatown. And technically, I don't know if there's actually a Chinatown in the book of Millennium City, but I'm making one. I'm up if there isn't one. But
There is now.
yeah, there is now. And the Chinatown of Millennium City is just steeped with lots of history and lots of just interesting things. And all of your characters would know very much. There is a Chinese underground, both physically and literally, and just lots of kind of warring gangs, but that harken back to a lot of the stories of old and the warriors of old Chinese heritage. Um, so the with the destruction of Millennium City destruction of Detroit, and the rebuilding of Millennium City, Chinatown rebuilt as well. And this is where this series takes place. There have been odd reports coming out that that just weird things happening in the Chinatown, and the team has been provided with reports from Socrates and Sean Rogers, who's listening to radio frequencies, that a robbery and an assault happened at a grocery store or like a supermarket, a nice supermarket in Chinatown, and there were injuries to an old man, a janitor, injuries to a clerk, a lady. Some of the shelves were destroyed, pushed over, but in the videos you couldn't see anything that was happening. You saw the people moving, but you never saw the perpetrator. You never saw even if there was some type of whatever. You could smell fire, but you couldn't see any of it. Um, and then after all that happened, a refrigerated section in the middle of the store, or excuse me, on the side of the store, disappeared. Um, and the police were investigating, trying to figure it all out. Well, then within 24 hours, um, the the people that were hurt were coming back to the store, totally fine. The people repaired the shelves. Folks from Chinatown, and then all of a sudden, the last kind of the most miraculous or just crazy moment was the freezer unit reappeared again. Well, the team has been investigating this, and this is where I'll introduce the characters. And I'm actually, because we're starting a new series, I'm going to ask each of the players to introduce their characters and just say just a 30-second bit about what their character is, their motivations, and what they look like. And I'll just go top down on my screen. Pan Piper, Max Resistance, Rampage, Dark Maiden, and Little Rocket. Dark Maiden played Wild Thing. So Pan Piper plays the character Ghost. Ghost, do you want to tell us a little bit about your character, what she looks like, and what her motivations are?
Well, Ghost can be seen solely as a featureless profile of a beautiful nude young woman. Within that is a reflectionless pitch black star field. She cannot speak, though she can hear, can, however, speak through radio. She is essentially a very fast-moving, very fast flight brick, believe it or not, despite her name.
Awesome. Maximum Resistance. Do you mind giving a quick introduction of your character?
Max is a 19-year-old Millennium City University student studying physics, and his powers revolve around physics in almost every form. And he really wants to turn around this whole Doctor Destroyer ruling things.
Very cool. The next player, Rampage, plays the character Sand Crab. Do you mind telling us about Sand Crab?
Sand Crab is an older gentleman. He's a scientist. He was not a superhero before the disappearance, but created himself a superhero identity through the use of some nanite technology that he'd been working on prior to the disappearance of superheroes, but didn't activate it until after. And now he's trying to see if by using the suit he's able to help the new champions in righting the world.
Okay. The next player that we have is Dark Maiden, who plays the character Wilding. Do you want to give us a bit of an introduction?
Okay, yes. Wild Thing is a foreigner from Africa. Her particular origins are steeped in mystery, but her secret identity, as it were, is that of a corporate business owner who has come to the city to expand her enterprises. What Wild Thing's reasons to be here is to confront the evil that has grown upon the world. Why? Who knows?
It's awesome. And last but not least, Little Rocket. Do you mind sharing a bit about your character?
All right, he's a semi-reclusive inventor dealing in magnetics and has recently sold most of his company, so he doesn't have to do a whole lot with them. And he's really, really fast.
And really, really short, or is that part of
Well,
your?
yeah, he's a midget.
Part of his disguise.
About it. Don't ask him.
Okay. Okay.
He's
So
sensitive about that.
I will lead up to a little bit of the scene. A lot of this scene and where we start off is related to how Sand Crab did an engagement role. So it's just a mechanic that Game Night has introduced, which I think is really cool. We've done some setup off scene, off camera, and based on the skills and the contributions of the team and Sand Crab, make it a roll to be able to determine how we enter this scene. Well, the roll made was not very good. And I will have to credit Game Night for that. Our roller wasn't working, and Game Night made the roll, and it was not a good roll Game Night made on behalf of Sand Crab. Nonetheless, it's an
So we're blaming game night. Gotcha.
it's Game Night's fault that this engagement starts badly. But Sand Crab would have been, and I think was tunneling underneath Millennium City to get to this location to do some of the kind of nanite reconnaissance that he does. But in the process of doing that tunneling, he pops up in the middle of this underground area, and Sand Crab, I think you could probably explain in your own narrative, any possible way you didn't see these guys, but obviously that's the negative consequence of the engagement roll. So you burst out and
Could have been some type of force field obstructed his view.
yeah. There's all kinds of just crazy, magical forces and electronic forces, and even maybe some of the lead blocking. Or I think there is a material that through which he can't see, but for whatever reason, he pops into this underground. You were going for underneath the supermarket, right? And
Correct.
but you are underneath the supermarket. But underneath the supermarket are these kind of very mysterious looking, quasi samurai, and their swords are drawn. As you kind of plop into that area. I'll give you an opportunity. Obviously, you've got a. What is your dexterity?
1 second. See, primary 23.
Okay,
Nice.
so they have higher dexterities than you. So I will just say that they are not surprised by you in this moment when you fall into the. They are surprised, but they have the higher dexterity than you. So this is the consequence of the negative roll, right? You're in the middle of of a hostile engagement, swords drawn, they're flaring their teeth at you, and they are not happy that you have just burst onto the scene.
All right. I will abort to dodge, put my hand-to-hand levels in defense, and say, "Hey, you guys know which way it is to the underground train station?"
Yeah, so they are not going to help you find the train station, and they will be very offended, and they will actually say in a very thick accent, "An outsider has crossed the line into our sacred space. You must die!" And they're drawing their swords and coming at you.
Just
Where
tell
are the
them you
rest
made
of
a
us?
wrong turn in
Yeah, I don't think so.
Albuquerque. Tell them you made a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
very, very
Where are
honest.
the rest of us relative to this situation?
Yeah, so I'll give the benefit that you all were around, right? I think you all are going to be topside. I think
Yeah.
Little Rocket had said that he would be close, but did not want to be in the tunnel. I don't think anybody else followed in the tunnel.
Originally, I think
Correct.
somebody had planned on going with Sand Crab, but I don't
Yeah.
think we heard from that person again, so I don't know.
No, it was Rocket, and then he realized it was in a little tunnel, and
Ah,
Rocket has just a little problem with little spaces.
I think Ghost had been tasked with something else.
Oh, my tunnel is floating. That's
yeah, we
interesting.
were kind of waiting for Sand Crab to get back to us on the results of his investigation.
Yeah,
So he was
so
going in solo.
the
Yeah,
investigation has proved very dangerous for him because he's now surrounded by. Um,
Is,
I'm
is,
sure people he can take out with no problem.
is there any chance that we were previously informed as to how to get into this tunnel?
We didn't know there was a tunnel underneath the building. I thought I was going to be tunneling up underneath the shop,
Okay.
and the tunnel was an unexpected thing.
yeah, that's part of the engagement role where things went sideways. Not expecting a tunnel here. Maps didn't
Yeah,
show it.
he was tunneling through ground originally.
Yeah.
I think Ghost was asking about where Sand Crab's tunnel started.
Does Sand Crab lead tunnel open him, or I thought he closed it?
You listen.
Yeah, so I guess the point Tanker can roll out. He wants to engage the team, or he wants to retreat, or wants to just.
Well, the early opportunity already that I made a game.
The Ghost immediately
On my way.
presumed on us. So
Yep. And I
The
think
question is, how are we going to get there?
Ghost going to make a hole.
There may be sources or sewer in the lead down.
and I think it's hard to find this secret entrance. So it's possible, but it's going to have to be some.
I think. So I do have a perk, I believe. Yeah, a perk that data report connection computer linked with Socrates. So maybe I could use that to have Socrates guide the other members to me, because he knows where I am.
Yeah. So they can take the hard way around using that perk. You basically upload to him the location, and he's able to backtrack to a long way there, but not following the
with
tunnel
that-
you closed.
With
Yeah,
that
I could
computer link,
probably-
I could actually upload a photo where I'm at using my 360 as a map.
Radio.
I have radio, and I have awareness, with military, and red. So I'm not sure if it would be free. I'd be willing to definitely an extra half an hour to do that. I have a chance. Currently, I've avoided to dodge.
I can probably track it for your heartbeat.
So let me get a couple of. So, who has just super fast ability to move? Ghost and Rocket.
I tell it relatively, but
I run that, but supersonic.
Okay, so
And everybody knows that the general vicinity would be under the store. So
yeah.
there's access points or even
the access point.
Yeah, and I think with the photo you provided in the Berkeley connection link, Max, you can make are you able to teleport the photo to be able to
No.
see? So we blend
No.
teleport you if you.
I've actually got a possibility. If I know roughly where he's at, like in a vertical location, I can go D-solid.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I do remember that. Okay. Well,
And you
so
go to solid solo.
Let's check. That's solo.
Okay.
piece of experience points. Okay.
I can't tell it forever. But
Yeah. Oh, we roll
Great. Roll 2 dice. Everybody's doing it.
Oh, that was, sorry, my roll completely screwed up.
Oh, what? I didn't even.
I rolled a damage roll.
So Max got 8. Ghost got what? On the second
4.
one? 4? Oh man, that's not good.
Oh well.
Wild thing got 6.
I got crap.
Rampage.
6 is only like 1 below average, so.
Yeah, 3 and 3. I mean, that's.
Yeah, there is. That is true.
Rampage
That
got
is true.
4.
I'll
And
trade
You are
you
well
for
within the
6.
standard deviation.
4 and.
Okay, so it's total, not body.
Yeah, just the dice you roll. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So
7.
what I'm going to say is those of you all with supersonic speed will get there no matter what in 2 turns. So not turns, 2 segments. So just going to obviously not try to be just malicious to say Crab fighting these guys by himself. Those of you all who don't have supersonic speed, you will get there in 4 segments unless you're able to make some type of perception or intelligence roll where you're able to, peer around the up ground or up world and find a location from some of the maps.
I do have speed.
Yeah, but the the pace at which this is moving is lightning speed, right? In order to get you there in seconds, you would have to have some type of supersonic speed.
Originally you said turns. Did you mean phases?
Yeah, segments is really what I'm going for. Yeah.
Seconds, then.
Seconds.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The ghost can be there in 2 seconds.
If you don't mind being carried by a midget. No, it's 15.
For the safety of
he's got a 15
for
strength.
the safety of for the safety of her fellow teammate. Yeah, she's not gonna let her ego stand in the way.
That's so awesome that this snarling, furious, ferocious creature is going to be cradled by Little Rocket.
Nope. Probably more grabbed behind the knees and go, okay, let's go. You jumped in my face, I'll poach you.
Okay, that's fantastic. So, Max, I assume you're going to take some action to to role play through going through the top of the building and desoliding down through? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I would probably start. I would, since I have to be in my blue form to do this. I would probably start. Outside the building, since I know we were going to be in the area outside the building, and probably try to get really close to it, and then find where I think is closest and go down.
That's gonna be great. And Max is just falling perpetually to Dante's Inferno.
Fortunately, I can handle it.
Yep. Yep. You are.
Socrates goes a little to the right, a little lower, a little to the left.
It's like
And if I need to, I can always teleport. I mean, the desolid doesn't mean I don't take damage, but
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So within 2 segments. So Sand Crab, they're gonna make some swipes at you first. Obviously, you have dodged and aborted that action. So we're gonna go into combat phase. So the first 2 times that you would go, you'll skip Little Rocket, Wild Thing, and Ghost. Max, I'll say the same, but you need to make some type of dexterity roll to see if you drop in the right place. And there's also going to be some complications because you're topside, and there are just things going on up there. But once I get to you, we'll role play that through.
no problem.
So let us start this fun encounter.
Yeah, Sand Crab's got like one of the best defenses for dealing with like normal people like this. Just tunnel.
All right, so the samurai. Got the wrong label. Sam 2. The samurai that is to Sand Crab's right.
What phase are we starting in?
We're in turn 1, segment 12. So this is segment 12 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the samurai immediately to Sand Crab's to his right, to my left on screen, takes a swipe at him and is going to try to get him. Let's see, dice rolls. He's hitting you with a sword. It has been a long time since I've even done 2 hits. Oof.
Under dice rolls.
Well, I'm going to do a +4 to hit. 10 plus 4, so a DCV of 13 or less. How much does that help with your dodged?
No, that misses.
Oh man, so this is a ferocious blade. You can tell as it swipes by you, it's splitting the air, molecules of air.
Which one of them came up to me?
The one to your right.
You gonna move him?
Labeled 3.
Yeah, and he is going to get close to you because he likes you. All right.
Cool.
So he swipes at you and misses because you have dodged.
And put my levels in DCV.
So Sam 1 also is going to come at you. Bring it. And he is going to get close to you and swing his sword.
Hugs.
What's that?
Hugs.
Yeah, they're all just coming close. They like you.
Samurai hugs.
Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Seriously? I just rolled a natural 16?
He dropped his sword. Bummer.
Yeah. So he misses you, and Sam 2 is also going to come, this other samurai. Let's see if I can get him. He is coming at you. And he is going to swipe at you as well. They're snarling. You can see their teeth are just disgusting. It's gross. All right. A DCV, of course, 8 or less.
Nice roll.
I'm gonna get a close up in on these guys because they look pretty gross. I don't know if you all can see
This
that.
is making up for the bad roll for the setup.
Yeah, I know you're in a bad situation, but they have all missed their first attack at you.
Oh, those do not appear to be masks.
No, this is their flesh, and this is what they look like.
Oh, great. Uni.
Okay, Sand Crab, you have aborted this phase. Wild Thing doesn't go the first one, neither does Little Rocket, because they are being cradled across the surface of Millennium City. Are you just blazing across Millennium City too? Just who cares? Who sees? You're just going.
Well, if he's at full non-combat speed, not gonna really see him.
Okay. Maximum resistance. You are en route, so Ghost as well. Going blazing fast. We will go into post segment 12 recoveries. Segment 1, segment 2. Sand Crab goes.
Oh, fun.
Might want to continue dodging.
Sand Crab will go, gentlemen. He'll, whoops. Thought I was grabbing myself there. That doesn't sound right. He'll back up, climb up the wall,
Okay.
and fall off the wall. Yes, obviously.
So you are climbing up. That if you go up that high, you're going to be. Well, tell me your intentions before I interpret just what I see.
My intention is to be clinging to the ceiling
Okay.
and tear part of the concrete ceiling down and entangle them.
Okay. Are you gonna? Is that a? Do you have an area effect entangle, or is this a?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, area effect entangle. Just trying to find my combat roll.
And can they abort their next phases to dodge?
Well, it depends on how far they want to dodge.
Well, I guess diving for cover is probably the more appropriate thing.
And they actually have to choose that before he makes the roll because they don't know what attack he's doing.
Yeah, but they see that the ceiling is collapsing, right?
That's true.
I'm tearing chunks out of it and going to entangle them with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to dive for cover. Does anybody have that one? I know we've done that a couple of times. I just need to. It's such a weird benefit that they get, and I need to understand it. Sorry to slow the game by opening up the rule book, but I gotta
No worries.
get this.
So you have to make a dex roll for every. Well, you make a dex roll minus for every 2 meters you try to move.
Cool. I'm going to center it right where I was standing, and it's an 8-meter radius.
They have to decide how far they're going to try to go before they know how big the area is going to be.
What? So intelligence roll or something like that?
Yeah,
No,
I'll do that because I think they would see the ceiling falling to kind of get an idea of where.
I think the question is there enough room in this place for them to dive out of cover? So if we measure this,
Yeah.
and we're going on grid. Are we on grid here?
Gotta make sure I've got it right too.
So yeah, the scale. What's the scale here?
Hold on a second, I'm trying to get the grid. Because if it's not making sense, then that's too much, and it can't be grid.
Yeah, go ahead and go to your options and change the grid size to make it visible for a second, and then you can make it invisible afterwards, and then you can see how big a meter is. And a meter should be just a little bit bigger than a character.
Well, the measuring tool should also do it.
Not if the grid's not set, because it goes off the grid, doesn't it?
Oh. Yeah, you're not using the normal champions table, so.
Okay, can y'all see it?
No.
You might have to right-click on the object and say, what's it called?
Show grid.
Show grid, yeah. Or just do it out here, and we'll just put a miniature next to it. Do it on the table, or put down anything.
Just wanted to be able to. Where is show grid? Well, I see grid. Grid projection. I don't know that helped very much.
That's the problem, is to look at how tiny the squares are.
There we go. So those need to be made bigger.
Yeah.
So go to your grid and make those suckers bigger. Just slide the ball. Yeah, that's good right there. It's pretty close.
Yeah, right there.
Could be a little bit bigger, but that's fine.
Hey, yeah, I'll take it too. That's
Okay, cool.
wonderful.
All right, so now you can make it go away if you want.
That's a 2 meter grid.
That's
Do
No.
you mind if I keep this? I mean, this is very helpful.
You think this is a 2 meter grid?
Doesn't matter.
I think it's like a
It's-
1 meter grid to the size of the miniatures, right? A person's not a meter wide, so this is about right. It's about 1 meter.
Oh yeah, no, it's 1 meter.
There we
I
go. Cool.
I was
So
on an inch.
if I'm centering here, then yeah, they would have to dive not towards the walls, but the other direction to be able to get away.
And how
if they
far-
make the roll at the appropriate minuses.
Correct,
This is
because
a
it's
pretty-
8 meters.
You're like collapsing the whole building. Good lord, there. I don't even know. Like, is it feasible that they can move that much? We're gonna see. They're gonna try because they see the building collapsing. They're gonna try to move as far as they can away.
So they have to make a dex roll at -1 for every 2 meters that they try to move. If they fail, they automatically pretty much get hit.
So that means a
Well-
-4.
Four.
Is it-
Minimum 4.
Well, no. If they only try to move 4 meters because they're like on the edge of the radius or whatever.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
radius
Yeah,
is
yeah.
8, so it's gonna put it back. It's gonna put it back here, right? I mean, so they've got to get 8 meters because he put it right in the middle of them. They've got to move at least 8 meters.
It's got a 8-meter radius.
Correct.
So
Okay,
they-
so this guy here is like 2 meters away from the center. He's only got to move 7 meters away to get out of it.
So that's a -3 for him, right?
Yes. 3 or 4, however you want to calculate it.
Yeah, and then this guy, if he wants to get out of the whole thing, I guess he could come over here to the edge of the. Let me make sure there's enough room.
Like I said, if you put it between all of them, at most they're going to have to move is 7 meters
Yeah,
because they're a meter away from the center point.
yeah. So I'm gonna say a -4 for all of them and just get it done so we move forward.
There we go.
So they've got to make a dexterity roll at a
So
-4.
8 meters is over to here.
So they're gonna
Right?
try.
It's 8 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here's
so
the
they
8.
have a-
This would be free.
So they have a 14 or less roll for dexterity. So they basically are going to have to roll 10 or less. And I'm going to do that 3 times just so that I can hope that someone survives.
Sorry about that.
Roll. Roll the first one. Okay, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Now, if they fail, they're considered to be basically right where they were when the effect goes off.
Okay, so this first one tried to move, but he did not, and so that's Sam 2. Sam 3 is rolling. He succeeded. Sam 1 is about to roll. So Sam 3 and 1.
Oh, failure.
Good lord. So it was just one of them that made it away.
And he's laying on the ground wherever he went to.
If I can get him over here. And he is. How do I make him? I'm just going to flip it around. He is not unconscious, but okay. So these other guys have now been entangled in falling rubble. Sam 3 and Sam 2. I need to do a combat. Is there an entangled custom? No.
Of course, you also have to roll to hit, Sandcrab.
Oh yeah. Well, I assume it's a 3, but go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Let's just see if you don't roll a 16.
It's kind of semantic, but yes.
Oh, I thought I already rolled that roll.
Did you? I didn't see it.
I thought I pressed the to hit button, but let me try it. Here you go.
Roll badly.
If you right-click the to hit button, it rolls it only for you.
Does the GM get hero points or villain points? That's I'm kidding. Okay, so Sam 3 and Sam 2 are both entangled. What will you do the roll the damage for the entangle, please?
Yeah. So we're looking at 2, 4, 5 body and 5 defense.
That's not very nice at all. Okay. And what's the? Can they use their weapons to get out of that, or are they just locked up by this stuff? And they're
Well,
just gonna have to like bust
they're,
out.
Okay.
they're basically buried in debris, so that's up to you.
Well, generally
usually-
speaking, foci cannot be used when they're entangled if they're restrainable.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to just kind of get out of this with their own brute strength, moving the debris. They're not gonna be able to use their swords. Okay. Sand crab has fallen the ceiling down on them, and they are not very happy about it. I'm going to flip this guy back up. I'm just going to call him prone. So this is Sam 1. Oh, I chose the wrong. Sam 3 is custom. Sam 1. Sam 3 is custom. Sam 1 is prone. Okay. Now it is. That's interesting. Little Rocket's turn, but this is his second, so he's not going. Did I just go up in the order? This is segment 2 again, but you've already gone on segment 2. Wild Thing doesn't go on segment 2 because she's being carried by Little Rocket. Maximum Resistance does not go on segment 2 because he is making his way. You can teleport very quickly though, right? Max?
If I get to the point where I can teleport, yes.
Well, I mean, just teleporting to the market, to Chinatown. That's really what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I teleport at like 300 and some miles an hour.
Okay, so this is on segment number 3. This is when Little Rocket and Wild Thing will appear. They have been following the schematics of the underground, and they appear in this this south corner here with all the piping. And he's been following the kind of sewage pipe, so there's just scent of sewer all around both of them. It's not been very pleasant, but this is where they end up.
So we're here.
Over here, can y'all see?
Let's see if
Where
I can
I've
get
got the
myself
token?
down there.
And this part of the asset's all black.
Oh,
Oh, y'all
Yeah.
can't see over there?
I put a picture in Discord so you can see what it looks like.
Well, that's not very nice. Doesn't look very nice at all.
Your
Yeah.
walls are all black.
Can you all?
It's also elevated. I can't get in there.
Okay. Let me get you down in here. Little Rocket, I appreciate your.
there.
Okay, Little Rocket's down in there. Can you see your own thing though, even though it's black?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I see the character.
Token, yeah.
And where
And
is
there's-
Wild Thing at? I'll get Wild Thing in there.
Yeah, right.
Shoot, like,
I tried, but there you go.
So let me get you a little smaller because now that we got the hexing right.
I wanted to be a giant.
For a moment. It was only for a moment. Okay, so Little Rocket, you appear in this room, zooming through the underground sewers. You saw all kinds of fantastical things along the way. Underground shanty towns. They didn't see you because you were moving so fast, but there's definitely a lot of life happening underground in the Chinese underground.
Alrighty.
What do you do?
That was new. Here you go. And I'll drop her off and switch from the non-combat movement to the combat movement, and just keep right on going with that. And
Okay.
so it would put him about there. All right, we're here. Sand crab.
So you've announced yourself.
Mhm.
Over the radio, yeah.
Yeah. You screamed it echoing down the hallways of the. Okay, are you going to take an action, or did you just continue moving and that was your action?
Just continue moving because I swapped it, and I'm
Okay.
in the area, so I can pretty much hit anywhere half move.
Okay, cool. Did you hold a half move? I didn't give that to you. Should have maybe. Or does that?
Oh, that's what. Well, no, I'm.
I
That's
think
why
the
I
point
moved
is
him
you have a
in.
full action right now.
Oh, okay. Well, this
Was
guy's.
it a full action to change speeds or something, or what's going on?
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
so
I had to come to a stop and then start again. So
okay, so that just means in your next turn you'll get the full your full action, but now you're in combat mode.
right.
Okay, cool. Sam number 3 is trying to get out, and he is going to he's going to just try to use all of his strength to do it. 4d6 of strength damage. 4. And that didn't do any body. Oh, it was a good body. That's actually a pretty good roll. But it's 5 defense, 5 body.
Correct.
He's not getting out of that. All right. Sam over here, this samurai stands up and is no longer prone.
Didn't he abort to dive for cover?
I believe he did.
Oh, so he can't. Now that he is aborted, he
His
can't.
next action, he can stand up, but not this one.
Okay, that's a pretty devastation moment for them. Okay. Sam number 2, and they all no, he did abort. He didn't move, but they couldn't even try to get out this time. So they are just crushed under rock.
Yep.
Ghost.
Fair.
Ghost appears on the scene, having flown blazingly fast into the underground. And I will say, Ghost, you appear on the other end of the side.
Okay.
They followed a sewer. You didn't follow the sewer. You followed a different path that was more appropriate for flying. But we see you, so I don't know if you're sized appropriately.
Fairly appropriately.
Yeah, I
You
can't
might
see you
be
next to
a tad
anybody.
small, but
Once you get into the room, you'll see how you're a little smaller than everybody else. That's okay. All right, so you get an action. What do you do?
she's going to do a. What would she do right now?
And I would say you're coming into the scene, so I mean, what you see is probably just this one dude that is lying on the ground.
Yeah, with a sword, huh?
Yep, he is down on the ground with a sword. You're gonna have to go through the little door. I think. I don't think you're gonna be able to
Okay,
go.
we go through. Oops. What about that?
Let me see if I can help you get there.
Let me do it that way. Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so yeah, she's going to do a flying grab on this guy's sword,
Oh, okay.
and we'll end her movement somewhere around over here, I guess.
Okay, so he is prone. So you're probably gonna take that sword from him.
Well, we'll see what we do in terms of a hit. Oh, that's not a hot roll, but
Yeah,
piece
but
of the 8.
But yes, you are able to grab it. And I'm not going to do a contested strength because I think you are enormously stronger than him.
Oh,
He only gets half his strength anyway to contest it.
Yeah, so you grab
the
the
mark
sword.
maneuver.
You have grabbed his sword. I'm going to hold that onto him, and you are away. That's the end of your phase. We're going into segment number 4, and it's Sangrab's turn.
Alrighty. I'll say, guys, that was fast. Thanks for the help. And I will tunnel along the ceiling and land next to this guy. Well, I'm trying.
Get there? Can we get there?
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Close.
Okay.
Didn't like me moving the mini from. I think I'm too big.
Yeah. And he is still lying down at this time with no sword in his hand. We're just going to have to
I'm too
imagine that.
small. Well, anyway, yes, and I will, standing above him, say, "Don't bother getting up. What are you guys doing down here?"
Uh, in zero phase action, he will respond. We are guardians of the sacred space. You have intruded, and you will pay.
Well, no harm was really meant. I didn't know that this was a sacred space. We're actually looking for a missing refrigerator.
He says,
Which I think
you concern yourself with things that are none of your business. These are not your concern. Leave now before my fellow warriors appear and fight you to the death. He's very, very formal.
I see. So your fellow warriors are the ones that took the refrigerator.
He says, you make assumptions about things you know nothing of. You leave now before there's no turning back.
All right. Well, I guess we have to wait for your fellow warriors then, and I'll delay.
Okay, so this is all zero phase. You're going to take an action with him?
Oh well, my half action was to go down there, and I'm going to save my second half action.
Cool. Okay, let me see how I can hold. Is it a right click to hold? Nope, it just uses it. Darn it. How to go? I wish there was a way to go backward. Just remember, please, and if
Yes,
you
I got
want
it.
to take it. Wild Thing, you are standing on your own now in the end of this corridor. Do you want to take an action?
Yes, I do. One, I want to move closer.
Okay.
What's the measurement on here?
It's actually grid, so you can just...
1-to-1.
Yeah.
Just 1-to-1? Cool.
Just as long as you have your measuring tool on grid in the units.
I think it is. Let me make sure. Measurement. Toggle. Shoot.
No, up on the side. The
On the
like
left
little
side of your
thing.
screen, the fourth box down is the line tool. Mouse over it, but don't click. And the first bubble that pops up
Inches.
on the right should say grid. So click it until it says grid.
I'm gonna kick it until it says grid. And that says grid.
There you go.
Going back to that country old
Okay.
western.
Okay, so let's see. Oh well, in that case, I can move all the way up to here,
Yeah.
back, and back a few times.
SAM 1 and SAM 3, or SAM 2 and SAM 3 are currently entangled.
Yeah, I've tried to have little circles around them, but it didn't turn out so well. I'll try again.
Okay, this one and this one,
Yeah,
2 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's going to turn towards 3. As I
He's buried
believe
under.
your
He's buried under
your
rubble.
oh, they're both completely buried.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are under rubble.
Okay.
I'm having a lot of difficulty
Then
with
she
my
will
control.
approach number 1.
He is on the ground, has no sword, and is being lorded over by Sandcrab.
Mm-hmm.
Easy Wild
There's
Thing. No blood has been drawn. He was just telling us how his friends are going to be joining us shortly. And he seems to be hiding the fact that maybe he knows something about the missing refrigerator, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
did not the refrigerator come back?
And she
Yeah,
says,
the refrigerator is back already, yes.
you will answer my companion's questions if you do not want to end up a meal this night. Okay.
Ew.
Going to be,
Scary.
uh,
Sounds like a president's attack. Yikes.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it
I'm
is.
glad I'm not there.
Yeah, I'll give you an extra die just for the smell of the sewer that you traipsed through.
I thought you was on what's his name's back, Rocket's back.
Yeah, they both
He
went through the
he
sewer.
dropped me. He
Yeah.
dropped
Oh,
me
okay.
off.
He
Flash.
dropped you in the sewer.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. I won't hold it against you. Where the hell? That's persuasion.
It's a presence attack. Roll your presence. Plus
Yep.
1 dice.
Yeah, I think you have. Don't you have?
Yeah, I do. I just got to
Eight.
get to. Let me close this. Uh,
Also have additional.
where is it? Where is it?
So
It's
are you
not on the
using the
primaries. Where is
spirit? Are
it?
you using the spirit roar with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is just straight up
Um,
9.
okay, where is presence? It's been so long. I don't remember where presence attacks are.
Yeah.
Help.
Well,
So
presence is not in the stat
Oh,
line.
right. It's not in
It's
the thing. Right.
but
It
it's
just
under your
rolls,
you
should be under your
roll on the
powers.
thing.
but you
Yeah.
have a dice rolls presence attack.
Yeah, no, no, the presence has to go into I've always had to use the a circle thingy over here to do it.
Yeah, 45 plus 15, so that's basically the equivalent of 60 presence.
See, yeah, that's
Well,
It's
I don't
12
remember how
d6.
many dice. Anybody? Thank you.
And plus the
I
one
hate math.
for
Did
the
I mention I
stench.
hate math?
Yeah.
Yeah, did I mention I hate math?
Champions is a math-based game, and
Yeah, I still hate it.
so you did 13, 43 total. His presence, you have doubled his presence, which means he is just fully cowed. And I mean, it's not mind control, but I mean, he is scared, just witless, and does not want to be the meal of Walding.
And yeah, that would be my go.
Okay, Max, you are above ground, outside the supermarket, and you can see inside the supermarket, and there are customers um, inside the supermarket that are shopping, and there's a what appears to be a police officer as well on the inside of the supermarket that is arguing vehemently with the old man in the next to the freezer section, and there are people around.
Oh, that's fine. Then they're arguing, and they won't even pay attention to me as I slip under the concrete.
So are you going inside the store, or are you desoling outside the store?
Outside.
Okay. Um, so I will just say, make a perception roll if you don't mind.
I'll descend until I think I've gone far enough, and if that doesn't work, then I'll teleport up and try it again.
Okay, and will you
And
make a
I need
perception roll as you do
perception
this? Here,
roll. There we go.
let's see how you did. Okay,
Nope.
so you don't notice it at all, but so you're descending desolid, and as you're descending, you're coming in on this side. Do you see where I'm at?
Yep.
You're outside the store, but when you come down, you're at that corner. But if there was a thing to perceive, you did not perceive it.
So I'm like in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, I can't put myself in there apparently.
Yeah, it's there's a collider at the top of it. You have to come around the side. Like there's a little door over there. Just walk through the door. Yeah. Still no working.
And then
Yeah, there you go.
I had to get easier if I just got down at that level.
Yeah. So that's where you're coming in. The pillar that's holding up that side of the underground is also kind of a pillar holding up the store, and you kind of follow it down, and you see the kind of the scene that's unfolding. The rubble of the ceiling is crumbled below. The guy's pinned down. Wild Thing and Sand Crab standing over the other guy, and Little Rocket and Ghost. On the other side of the building. So that is your entrance into the room. I won't say you'll have an action since you took it to come down, but if you want to say anything to anybody.
Still need a hand.
Not yet. Waiting to see what this one says.
Supposedly their friends are coming.
Okay, we're at the top of the segment 5. While Sand Crab still has a half phase held action, I'll remember that hopefully. But Little Rocket, it's your turn.
Just gonna basically be running around, just keeping a watch out. I mean, right now he's the one guy that's uncovered or is cowed, so there's really not anything that he can do,
Okay.
or that needs to be done. So, just basically, I guess, hold my action, but he's still moving.
Okay, so you are just kind of constant motion here. Trying to get a good picture of the whole team in this. There we go. It's kind of a cool underground scene for everybody. Okay, so you are moving around. That is your action, but I will say if somebody's coming around, you won't be surprised. You won't have any penalties if someone does some type of surprise attack. Cool.
Cool.
Okay, Sam 3 is going to try to get out of this, and I'm just going to do another dice roll. Roll maker. I don't even know. I guess it is possible if they just roll amazingly. But it's going to take some time for them to move out. And not with those rolls. Sam 3. Sam 1. This is tough. He is cowed. But he is going to stand. He's going to attempt to stand. Sand Crab has a held action. Not going to do anything.
You're going to force him down, Sand Crab?
I don't think so. I'll let him stand. Nobody's drawn blood, and besides their eccentric declaration that this is their holy temple or holy ground,
well, they did try to kill you with their swords.
Yeah, but they're all disabled right now, so there's no threat.
Terribly inefficient at that. So, okay, so he stands, and he is still obviously looking fearfully at Wild Thing. Even though he is ferocious himself, I should have bought more presents on this, but he is going to be very carefully eyeing Wild Thing. But that is now his stand. He doesn't have a sword. Sam 2 is going to try to.
He doesn't say anything?
He
doesn't answer?
Yeah, he's afraid. So he's standing. It's almost out of his own personal pride. He's standing. To not be, kneeling before a foe. But, you haven't asked him anything specific, and he did respond back to Sand Crab already with kind of his boilerplate. But he is cowed. I mean, he is not attacking you.
Got you. Okay. I'll step it up.
So let's see if... Did I roll? 5 body. None of that gets through. The 2 that are under the rubble, you can hear them moaning and groaning and trying to get out, but they're not being successful at it. Ghost?
Is this thing streamed?
Yes.
I don't think so. It is?
It is.
Okay.
on Twitch.
GK asked question. I just noticed it.
Yeah, I think. Hold on a second. I can put it in the chat. So Ghost, it is your turn, and remember, Sandcrab still has a held action half, but Ghost.
Okay. So the tunnel does not tunnel curves around back in this dark area.
It does, and it is an endless maze back that direction as well. The two Little Rocket and Wild Thing traversed it, but it took them, following a map to do it. But yes, it does curve around.
The only entrance to this area is these two tunnels, correct?
So I assume Ghost is looking around, and I guess same thing on Little Rocket is looking around as you move around. Make some perception rolls, please.
Are those free in combat perception rolls or half phase action perception rolls?
Ooh. I guess that would be half face if that's what they're doing is looking around. So I'm not going to give it for freebies. But if you're purposefully looking around, Little Rocket basically said he's going around looking around.
Okay.
And that was his whole action. So Little Rocket definitely gets that. Ghost, are you going to take a half face to look around and see?
Yeah, I rolled the perception, succeeded by 3.
Okay, Little Rocket, how did you do?
I'm looking. I thought I had pluses, but that may be a different character.
I make that mistake often.
Oh no, +3 was sight group. Oops. Nope.
Oh, well.
Okay,
Missed
so
by
you don't-
1,
you don't
even
see
with
it,
the
Little Rocket,
+3.
But Ghost, you do see it. Directly above the place, and it was actually, crumbling down, and now because of the ceiling falling down. But there is like a sewer grate, like like the circular sewer entry exit, but there's no ladder to it. It's just the place where you could enter and exit. That's still holding firm, but the rest of the ceiling, and I'll give you this: the ceiling is collapsing because of the danger, the material that Sandcrab has used to entangle them below.
Okay, makes sense. Ghost still has a half phase. She'll use that to. She's going to break the sword that she's got,
That's just mean again.
breaking her over her knee.
Okay, I won't make you. I won't make you roll for that. So you're strong enough. You can break it. All right. Before we get into segment 6.
I'll take my action in 5.
Okay.
I'll make a half phase perception roll to scan this area to see if there's anything interesting on.
Yeah.
I'll use my macro awareness, which will modify any minuses for range modifiers.
Okay. You make your perception then. And with the power you're using macro awareness, I'm going to give you some additional things here. Yeah. The ceiling is structurally unsound and is collapsing. And of course, you also see that there was an access, like an old sewer access point. That is.
I was hoping to see if there's anything interesting over here.
Where is over here? Sorry.
In this room on the side.
I'm not following. I didn't see. Okay.
You mean the other tunnel over here?
Oh yes. Not really anything terribly interesting.
So this room is devoid of any type of gadget, any type of device, any types of tables, or is it just an empty room? They were just hanging out here.
Yeah, so there are some tables and some boxes, but nothing like
right.
Nothing pillars or supports or things like that.
The boxes, are they empty?
No, they're not empty.
What's in them?
Various different like um, like stuffing materials, shipping materials. You can see in most of them they're like urns, not urns, but like capsule, not capsule. What's the right word? They're not statuettes, but like they contain. Some of them may contain oils or, but they are obviously very culturally relevant.
Okay, but you said that they were shipping labels and stuff like that. So this is like a mundane form of shipment, not some magical zap. It's here.
Yeah. That's exactly right. This is somebody has stored, objects here that have been shipped, but it's not. It's nothing magical, no.
Any labels on the boxes?
Yeah, definitely so.
All right. Well, I think I'm pushing my luck to ask if I can read the label from here. I do have the capability of doing that, but I've already seen a lot for half phase action. So
Yeah, I think you have to do some more
I'll call it.
investigating over there. The ceiling is crumbling, and you've done a macro action to kind of spot that, but also know that there are some objects in that room. The form of objects, but that's it. Okay, so we're in segment 6 now. The rocket.
Keep looking around as watching for other people to show up.
Okay.
If
Yeah, you want to make another perception roll, see if you can notice everything that's happening above. I assume you're just moving so fast that you just didn't perceive it last time.
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Natural 3.
So you know that any moment the ceiling is about to fall and collapse. And because of that roll, it's an intelligence roll too. You know above you is a supermarket with people.
Guys, the roof's coming down and the supermarket's up there. So I'm going to help people upstairs.
Any chance you can use your ability to shore the ceiling?
Yeah, I think I might be able to.
Oh, I thought you said that to Rocket.
Well, I kind of said that was in general, but yeah, that would have been more to sand crab than you.
Okay, so Little Rocket, are you actually going topside?
Yeah, he's going to go topside, see, to
Do you have
try
the ability to upward move, like to go up the wall or go up the rubble, or because
yeah. Flight is his movement is flight on any surface.
Okay,
so
you're
he
gonna
could run across water, anything.
Yeah, so you're gonna like zoom around this wall area and make your way up topside through the rubble. I think that's so cool. I'm not gonna make you try to avoid any of the falling rubble, but you are gonna be topside where there are people.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start grabbing them and taking them out of the building.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to that scene in a minute, but very cool. I'm gonna move past you on this next turn.
Fine.
Okay, Sand Crab, it's your turn.
All right. Are we going to be staying in combat phases? Because these guys seem pretty much disabled. Unless more of them show up, there's really I'm not sure if there's a need to stay in combat. But if we are in combat, my objective is going to be to start filling this room with dirt to hold up the ceiling. So I'll get that dirt from underneath this tunnel if necessary, or from horizontal or whatever directions I need to go to, unless I can find something to shore it up, or if my entangle could be used to shore it and stop it from collapsing.
Yeah, I think it's cool to. Yeah, I'm going to stay in combat just to keep things organized.
Okay.
And depending on what happens topside, we could stay in combat. But I think it's a cool idea of using your entangle to try to bolster up that ceiling area.
All right. So that is what Sand Crab will do. I'll move him. I'll say, Wild Thing, you've got this guy. I got to take care of this ceiling, and I'll move up here, and that's what I'm doing for this segment.
Okay, so you're not topside, you're upside down, kind of climbing on the ceiling, but kind of rebolstering it with other materials from all around.
Correct, and I've got the powers to do that.
Okay, cool. Wild thing.
Okay.
I'll spend
First
my
thing.
I'll spend my endurance for movement and for the entangle.
Awesome.
Okay. I am going to face off against our friend here.
The unarmed cowed friend here. That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Number one. Tell us why you're down here. What is your purpose? Do you have anything to do with the attack on the store above us? And while I'm, seeing if he gets to talk, I'm going to spread out my hearing, basically. Heartbeat, listening for heartbeats. I know there's going to be some above me. I want to see if there's any more in the area.
Yeah. So you obviously you
It's
hear all the
got,
heartbeats. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
it's got, okay, I was going to say it's got penetration, it's got discriminatory, and analyze.
So I'll say what he says first, and then I'll give you the heartbeats. His response to
Okay.
you is, he's obviously scared of you, but his response is still bitterly angry with you for having intruded on their sacred space. And he says, "How can I know that you didn't? You are the one that hasn't stolen our possessions. That you aren't the one that has caused this havoc. Look at what you've done to our sacred space."
Okay, I want to use deduction to tell if this guy is lying.
Okay, so I'll give you that roll, but that's a second action, third action in a turn. So you've got
Okay.
penetrating heartbeats all around. So maybe that's on your next phase. I'll give you the penetrating.
Okay.
You hear just not an army's worth, but at least a troop's worth of heartbeats coming down the hallway over
Which
here.
way?
This is kind of the same area where the shipping stuff was that I was just telling Sandcrab about. It's going to be some minutes before they get here, but you hear them far enough away to know they're coming. Obviously,
You
you
have
hear
company.
5 heartbeats upstairs, up ground.
Huh?
Well, 6, including Little Rocket, who's going to be up there.
Little rocket. Cool. We have a group coming from down there. About a troop's worth. And that would be my actions.
He's and the guy even says it. My warriors come. You all will pay. You all will pay. Okay, next.
So, weakest point of the ceiling, the area that looks like it's collapsing the worst right now.
Yeah, it is really where the whole it's between the 2 pillars here, right above the 2 guys that are already under rubble. It's where
Oh,
it's where the sewer grate was.
okay, well that's fine. Where that's at, I'm putting a force wall up.
Oops.
Ooh, that's very nice. So it's
Does that
like
mean that you?
So
Does that mean,
that'll hold up my entangle.
does that mean that Ghost can no longer fly through that sewer grate?
You were going to try to go through a sewer grate?
Yes, I was going to go up top.
Correct. If it blocks the hole, is there actually a hole already that's like, how big is the hole going upstairs?
it's typical like circular sewer, the ones like New York City type
But
sewer.
that whole area around it is starting to collapse.
That's
I
right.
think it's better to hold it up than those people upstairs won't end up downstairs.
Okay.
So yes, I just put a barrier up there. I can do 5 meters by 4 meters.
So it's basically a horizontal, taking this whole.
I can shape it pretty much how I need to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I understand. I think I understand, but it's almost
Just
like. Let me see if I can draw something useful.
make a little archway up at the roof there for it.
Oh, that's not the direction I wanted it. So I need to be in the... I want to get a good understanding of this, so forgive me all for having to do this. Huh. And if you are better at the drawing tool than me,
No.
I assume there.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever I think is going to work best to hold the roof up.
But that up high, like, you know, right above the roof, right? Not obviously down where I just drew it.
Right. No, literally at the roof. Right.
Yeah, got it. I don't know how to get it up that high. Okay, so that's cool. I'm not going to make you roll that. I guess to place a force wall, you have to roll the hex.
Hold a hit. Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and do that just in case you don't get a natural 16 like I did earlier.
So it's going to be off by probably a couple hexes. So it's going to be in the area, just not right where I wanted it. So
No, it'd only be off by a hex. You only missed by one.
I've range modifier.
This is hilarious. I can't actually believe that you missed the head. I mean, that happened once with...
Someone's got to.
It did also happen with... why can't I say the name now? Gosh.
So it's going to be off by one hex plus... what are we looking at for range modifiers here? That's 20. Well, that can't be right. Oh, because it's measuring from like outside.
You have that.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
I do want to see if this actually protects the people from above, because if you missed it enough...
So it'll miss by 3 meters total.
Okay. 1,
In a direction.
3. Okay, so roll a die of 6. So you rolled a 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. True. Okay, so it's over here is the center of it. Now, how big is it?
5 meters long by 4 meters wide and half a meter thick.
5 meters long by 4 meters wide. And the center of it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So yeah, it would have been centered over probably those two guys if that's
So
where the big chunk was.
basically, what's going to happen is it's going to be here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're protecting Welding.
Thank
Is
you.
is there any chance that the sewer grate is now not covered?
Yeah, actually, it is not covered now.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, because the sewer grate was centered above them, those two guys under the rubble, and it was off to the right by 3. So I mean,
Yeah, so there would be a meter where off of that.
yeah, so you can actually try to do it. Okay, can you dismiss your wall and do it again next time if you wanted to, or is that just...
I can just make more.
Okay, cool.
So you're saying the sewer grate is in the middle of the store?
Ceiling.
Yeah, I realize it's in the ceiling, but it's in the middle of the floor in the store.
It's not in the middle of the floor of the store, but your perception roll would have told you it is directly under that refrigeration unit, that freezer unit.
Ah, okay.
Okay, we're at segment 7. Little Rocket. Segment 8.
I'll be moving people outside.
Okay, so this is interesting. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Okay. So you're just going to be moving people. That's it. That's I'm not gonna nothing's gonna happen. More so, the police officer up there is moving the old man, is trying to get him out of the way. But there are other people in the store, some people near the front, and you're just going to be kind of ushering them out or getting them out.
Yep.
Okay.
Picking them up, putting them outside.
Okay. Sam number
Full flash trick.
3 and 2. Let's see if they can actually break out now. Be an opportune time to not get hurt. No. And no. So they are not going anywhere anytime soon. That's 3 and 2. Now, Sam number 1, he doesn't have a sword, but he is going to run away. Actually, he's going to go try to help his fallen friends. That's what he's going to try to do.
Okay, yeah, that seemed more in character for what I'm reading from these guys.
Yeah, very honor bound. He's going to try to help. And he, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can run over there, but he can't actually. He can't lift anything yet. Sam number 2 is going to try to break out. And he's unable to. Okay, Sandcrab, it's your turn.
Right. Between the force wall and my entangle, is the ceiling secured?
Not all of it. Obviously, oh, no. So you were doing an entangle to try to basically repair the materials you had pulled out. Will you roll that entangle and just see if you do 5 body, 5 defense? Because that's really going to be the way if I know you've fixed it.
All right.
I think that's actually an appropriate way if you to not to compliment myself, but you took 5 body from the. Yeah.
My body.
There you go. So yeah, you have repaired the damage. It's still very. It is not sturdy whatsoever. It's not sound, but it's obviously not falling. You can't just destroy it and then put it back like patchwork. So.
Well, we are superheroes, but yeah.
Maybe you can. I mean, but it's still someone's not going to appreciate your handiwork on this one. Okay, so
Correct,
was that your phase this time, or was that your phase last time where you actually did that?
That was my phase last time.
Okay, yeah. So it is solid. It is not falling anymore. Between that and the force wall.
All right. Well, did I hear? Well, Wildling said that out loud about but more people coming. I knew it anyway because he said that there were reinforcements coming.
Yep. And she said there was a legion of people coming.
All right. Can I see them? Are they close by?
They were pretty far off.
Since I can see through walls and stuff.
Wild Thing's heart rate detection is really far in the distance, right? Your vision is too, so yes, you can probably see them as well.
All right. Well, I will see if I can figure out where would be a good place to trap them. Like this room here, where I could close out tunnel a doorway shut, and then maybe behind them I could do the same thing. So if I tunnel out and try to sneak up on them or set up a trap of some sort to capture them all.
Yeah. So there is just a mess of tunnels there. The line that feeds into you all is only one entry, only one exit. So just the very next room beyond the one where you were seeing the shipping boxes, you could, close one end and close the other end.
Quick comment. Try not to take from the ceiling anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
A tunnel network is very much
correct.
A tunnel network is very much Sandcrab's playground.
For sure, yeah, I'm pretty stoked on that. So, if this next room is where you think it would be best for me to set the trap, then how many of them are there?
Yeah, there's like 25 different warriors coming. More than that. It's like a troop.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So that means I might need to split them up into different groups, actually. Because I mean, if there's that many, if there's 25 of them, they may, and if they're in single file, they may span more than just one room.
Yeah, it's very true. That's very true.
All right. Well, then I will tunnel to a spot where there's another doorway.
Hmm.
If you want to, do you want to draw it on the table out here where it might be?
Yeah. So over here, outside this room that you're at, there is another room. Oh, that's not the color I want it to be, though. Why am I not getting the box? I want the box. And of course, it's not the right color.
I think it starts your color by default.
And then you can make it thicker by hitting the plus and minus.
Oh, I've got to apply it. I love it. Okay, so there's a room here with a door and a door. And then it
Perfect.
splits off into other hallways and things over here, you know. So, like, all this is another hallway with other ways and such. But this is the the next room that goes into the
Okay. So.
the next room that goes into the room y'all are in.
All right. So that's perfect. Right. This is a great spot right here. So I'll half move to there. Actually, that's probably a full move for me. Where are they?
Yeah, they're way far off, so they're not even on the map yet.
Great. So this is where I'm going to set up the trap. I think this looks like a good spot. Actually, you know what? I like this spot even better. So I'll move to that spot right there, and that'll be my full action. And then when they pass me, or when half of them pass me, I'll entangle that door shut, and then that at least divide them up.
Okay, so you're basically going to stop it so that some of the ones that are coming through over here just can't get through.
Correct, and then maybe I can go to the next doorway behind them afterwards and entangle them to trap them in there.
Okay,
But
so they're
we'll
that just means
divide
you're
the
going to have
forces
to
at least.
move faster than them as they run through this this area and
Correct.
come through. Okay.
Yeah.
Be aware, if you catch these guys in your entangle, they cannot use their swords to escape.
Yeah.
However, if there are some of them that are outside of the entangle, they can use the sword to destroy the entangle.
Ooh.
Right.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Okay, so you've kind of set up your position, and it's going to be some time, right? So they're far away, and that may be the last thing you do in this combat phase, because they're probably not going to get to you all in this night of gaming.
Hmm.
And that's fine.
All
I mean,
right.
they've just they're just far enough away. Your senses picked up that they were coming, but in combat, it's just not going to happen in combat phases. So, but in knowing that's what you want to do, I'll make sure that obviously your character would have been in place before they got to that. So I'll make sure that I'm just saying that's probably the last thing that will happen tonight. Not for this group,
Sure.
but it's not going to happen in tonight's game. That's what I mean.
That's fine. So maybe it would make sense that I time and retcon that a little bit so that I time it later on.
Yes,
Or should I just wait there?
Yeah, and I mean, however you want, because there will be some things unfolding in the main area. But yes, I think it's worth retconning because you would have known they were far enough away that you didn't have to set that trap just yet.
Okay.
But still, it's a good. I mean, now knowing that it's at least going to guide what we're going to be doing. Well, what's going to happen over there. And what's so funny is I selected this small portion of the underground, but I have a whole other scene I could have brought in. I just wasn't ready for it tonight. So, drawing on the table it is. Okay.
No worries.
Yeah.
So I'll make a half move down to here where these two guys are trying to break free, and I'm not going to be underground, so I'll put my miniature back in. And this guy is over here trying to break them free, so I'm just going to grab him.
You're going to grab the guy that's trying to help break them free?
Yeah.
Okay, make your attack roll. Or your grab maneuver, excuse me.
Yeah.
No, not again.
Okay, well, you grab him.
All right. I'm not going to do any damage to him. I'm just going to say, no. You can't break free. Your friends are on the way. We understand that, but really, we didn't mean any offense in coming down here. We're trying to investigate something, and you guys seem to have something going on here. You said this is your holy ground. Can you show me your legal right of ownership to this property?
The face that he makes is just confused. There's no legal right with sacred ownership.
You see the thought bubble, WTF?
Yes. Can you show me the deed that you have to this? And he's like, hold on a second, let me pull it out of my.
This guy did say something about about their artifacts being stolen.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Uh, so you've pressed him, Sandcrab, to explain his claim on this, and he says this has been passed on for many millennium, and the trespassers have threatened us. He's saying he's threatened, and I will give you no proof. The proof will be the edge of our blades. He's very resistant to you. Wild Thing, it's your turn.
Yes. I will move up to them. Uh, that's not even a fraction of my movement at this moment.
He says the proof will be the edge of my blade, of which he has none. Sorry, I think that's
I
funny.
tell him to stand back.
Yeah, I mean he
Let
will on his
stand
next
back.
phase. You can tell that he's going to obey you.
Let me free them. Okay, I'm going to use my wind power to blow the debris off of 2 and 3.
Well, you're going to free them? Why? They have their swords and everything. They're just going to start attacking.
This is awesome.
Uh,
Thank you, Wild Thing.
she's counting on something. Him.
Oh, God. Okay.
And well, I'm gonna have to be back a little further to angle this
Are you
correctly.
gonna get Sandcrab in the blast too? I think you will.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to angle it this way.
It's called. Oh, lost the word. Never mind.
Okay, because he did stand back, right?
Yeah, well he can't yet because it's not his turn. You've told him to stand back, and now you are stepping back and about to do a wind blast, so he won't be able to move yet.
Okay.
Along with the fact that Sandcrab
Is
has him.
there?
Yeah, Sandcrab grabbed him. That's right. So he can't move. Sandcrab is holding him.
Okay, I'm gonna have to move in closer then.
claws are
So
holding
I'm
him.
in. Okay, assume I'm moving close enough that I don't catch him or Sandcrab in this. Okay.
So you are close now. You're not trying to do anything to Sam 1. You're really just getting close to Samurai 2 and 3.
Yes. And I'm angling it so it's going to just take the rubble off of them and not hit them, since I'm sure that they are prone at this moment.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Does
So
does
if
your
that attack is selective, I think you could do that. But otherwise, you're going to hit the tangle and them.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Like, unless you had like the power skill where you could try to craft your power in the fly, and the entangle doesn't have, they only take damage, or right. It's just a regular entangle in that regard, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you Wild Thing, if you do it and you blow too hard, it's going to hurt them.
Anything past 10 would
Okay.
be
You may
applied to
not
them.
do
But
more than 10
I don't
body.
think it would hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think it would hurt them. Yeah.
So don't turn it up to 11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that
Turn it
would
up
just
to
do
11,
like
Wild
one
Thing.
die of stun.
The rubble, yeah, 2d6 will probably just do the rubble and not hurt them. Would that be right?
Yeah, I think that's right. The correct rules are that the entangle protects them until it's blown off.
2d6 is not going to do much at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
3?
they're safe.
No. You want to do 10 body. No more than 10 body. But you want to do at
So-
least 5 body. Or, no, you
So how
want to do at
many
least 10
d6?
body. Yeah, that's...
Oh.
Yeah,
How
because
many
it's got a
d6s
5
would I
depth.
have to do?
You need...
10 dice attack should
I don't have
on
a
law of
10-die attack.
averages, blow the tangle off.
Yeah, so
I don't have 10.
use your full wind, because that you're not going to
Yeah.
be able to.
I don't have, yeah, because I don't have 10 die.
Okay, so you're going to wind blast to the fullest strength that you can, trying to remove this rubble from them, breaking them out of the entangle that Sandcrab has put them in.
Yeah.
So roll to hit.
Oh, wait a minute. Can you remove your what they're on? Because my vision is that the roof came down on them. But if this is a case of you just holding them there, and crap.
You're trying to convince Sandcrab to take them out of the rubble entangle he has put them in.
Okay. Well,
Is that what
yeah.
you're doing? Or?
I don't think he can turn off the entangle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to find out. He can't. Okay. If he
Well,
can't, then yeah, I'm gonna do.
I
I'm gonna
would. I
try
think
and
that makes the
blow.
most sense that he can't. I don't know what the rules are on. I don't remember what the rules are
That's
on
interesting. You
on
should
entangle.
typically you should be able to turn off an entangle, but
No, I
there's
think of
special.
course you can turn
No.
off, but an entangle has to be actually broken, or they have to be helped out.
I don't think there's a dismissible option for entangle.
It's
Yeah, I don't
only the
think so
force
either.
walls that I'm thinking of that you can put a
Yeah.
encapsulated
Yeah.
force wall. Yeah. I'm wrong.
Correct.
Y'all are right. So, Wild Thing, what action do you want to take, or do you want to take any action?
I do. I'm going to try and blow this stuff off of them.
I get the whole big bad wolf vibe when you do this, which is pretty cool.
I'm sorry.
I get a whole big bad wolf vibe when you do this.
In this case, she turns that. Let me do this like I normally do. The Nimbus aura that usually surrounds her, the giant glowing aura engulfs her, and she stands in the middle of what looks like a flaming bird. Call it a
Awesome.
phoenix. Um, uh, it's all red, like it's it completely engulfed in fire, as opposed to what a phoenix would look like normally. She picked this because these guys appear to be Japanese or at least Asian in origin, and the phoenix and or red bird is a sacred mystical symbol.
Okay. So make your target to hit.
And it's a positive one as opposed to a negative one. I did. I hit 9.
Okay, so yeah, you're hitting the hex. Roll your damage.
Okay. Where are you? There you are.
I was wondering what that. Does everybody else see the weird light? There's not a.
Stay away from the light.
Don't go into it.
Did that roll correctly?
Yep, 9
Oh, so
body.
that was pretty good. So it's got one body left. So if they can do a 6-body attack, they can break it.
Yeah. So, and that was an area effect cone that you just did. So you got them both, and the same because they were both in the same entangle. So very cool. Okay, so they have one body, still 5 defense left. All right.
Okay.
Maximum resistance. It's your turn. And you see
Ceiling looks like it's going to hold.
the ceiling and your force wall.
Yeah, that all looks like it's still going to hold.
Yeah, even though there's pieces of rubble and rebar flying off of these guys back toward the far wall from Wild Thing, the ceiling above is firm from what you and Sandcrab have done. Oh, there you are. I see you on the screen now.
Boom. Teleport to there. I'm going to warily keep an eye on the ceiling and just kind of hold my action to see if anything is needed.
Okay. What do I click to make it?
I think it's right click.
Hey, I did it. Okay. Ghost, it is your turn.
See. Okay, she's going to fly up the grate.
Okay.
Is the grate under a weight? Is there something over the grate?
So you wouldn't know this. I mean, I guess you, from the conversations that
Find
have
out as
happened.
I'm moving the grate. I'm going to fly up to the grate. I'm going to grab the grate and I'm going to push upwards.
Oh, yeah. There is something above it.
Okay, I move it.
This is awesome. So,
There
It's
goes
a
that cooler
refrigerator.
unit again.
little
It's
rocket,
never good when the GM is happy.
just this cracks me up. Little rocket, you're moving people out, and all of a sudden, and I'm not gonna make Ghost do strength because it's obviously she's strong enough, but you see the freezer unit being lifted off the ground.
Well, if anything, that should motivate the occupants of the place to leave even more quickly.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, and Little Rocket had already gotten a handful of them out, and a police officer gotten another one. But you're right. It's very, very sparsely occupied now.
Okay. Does that
Well, that's
constitute a full
interesting.
action, or was that a half action?
Oh, that should
My
be a
movement would
full.
only be a
Yeah,
half
yeah.
action.
You've maneuvered a grate and then pushed it upward. Yeah, that's you did that.
Okay.
And I'll say, I mean, after that, you can see up in the store now, so you see
Right.
that it's emptying, and you see Little Rocket in there, blurring through, and
Okay.
I guess you can't see above you to know that you're holding the freezer unit, but you see
Right.
a supermarket. Yeah.
Can I at least put down the freezer?
In your next turn. In your next turn.
Okay.
All right, we are in segment number 9. Little Rocket, it's your turn. You see all these things unfolding. You see Ghost's form lifting the freezer unit up, and she's looking around curiously.
Well, as I'm moving people out, it's like, that's the freezer that we were watching.
Yes. Yes, that is true. This is the
And
freezer
then-
that has reappeared and disappeared.
Apparently it's haunted. 'Cause it's now floating.
Well, I mean, he's gonna run by and see Ghost and go, hey, that was the freezer that we were looking for. And grab somebody else out.
Okay, so there's nobody else in the building now. Well, is there such a thing as a passive perception in Champions?
Right. Yeah, you just roll the perception instead of asking people to make the roll.
It's basically the active perception roll. They'd spend a half phase if they're actually actively looking for something. If you request it, it's a passive one.
Correct.
Yeah, Little Rocket, make a pass. This is a perception roll, please.
By 0.
Okay, so you don't notice anything abnormal. Okay, so you are being the hero type, moving people from danger.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what he would do.
We are in segment 9. Max, did you want to take? I didn't ask you and should have. Before we get into segment 10, did you want to take your last half action? You saw all that happen, right? So.
Yeah, I saw Ghost fly up, and it's like, okay, is Ghost all the way up past the grate now?
She's just coming out of the grate, so maybe you see her feet still.
Okay.
With the
Okay. No, I'll just let the phase go.
Okay. Sam 3. Is everybody good for a few more minutes? I know we got started 20 minutes late. Everybody good to keep going for a bit more?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good. Not like I can go to work.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Sam 3, now that some of the rubble is off of him, he is going to try to break out. Gosh. Gosh, just terrible. Okay, Sam 1 is held by Sand Crab. He's going to try to wrangle free Sand Crab, What is your strength? I don't want to roll it if I don't have to, but
70.
okay. So he is wrangling free, but he is useless at the attempt. Trying to at least, but he's useless at it. And he is, he is cursing at you and maybe not cursing at you, but he is screaming at you and threatening that you will be beheaded, you will lose your head. He's very ominous to you.
All right.
Show respect to those who are trying to help you and your friends.
He is spitting on the ground. That your help. This is your help. You destroy our sacred spaces and you steal our artifacts. You're stealing our. You're after everything that is valuable to us. I have no respect for you. And he spits on the ground. He spits at you.
If we were the ones stealing your artifacts, would we be talking to you? Use your head, human.
Would you be destroying my space? And taking the thing. I mean, he can't follow your logic whatsoever. The second one has tried again, and he rolled a 3, so he's not able to get out. Neither one of them made. I think they're just weak from having being under the.
Yeah.
Same kind. It's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying so
right.
hard.
I will bring him over to the boxes.
Okay.
And I'll say, I see that you have little items here that you value, and we're not here to destroy them or take them. And then on the wall here, Sandcrab will create a holograph image of the video of when the refrigerator was stolen from what he was shown by Socrates. And he'll show that event maybe a couple times so that Samurai 1 can see it and says, this is why we're here, for the shopkeeper that was injured yesterday, and that is the only reason we're here. But it seems to me that something of yours was taken. Was it taken by chance yesterday?
He looks very puzzled, and he says, "You destroy our space, but you clearly know nothing of what has been taken from us.
That's correct.
Why would
not
you
know what was
destroy
taken
our
from you.
space?" He says,
Because the shop owner upstairs, as you see in the video here, was wounded, and it was a supernatural event. And I think you were not the ones that did it. There was a third party involved, because it was not us.
He says, I have no faith that it wasn't you, but you clearly know not what's been taken. You clearly know not what we have lost."
Well, tell us, and maybe we can help you with it.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to go there yet because he's so distraught. Right? His sword has been broken. It's very important to him. His friends are collapsed under. This is very traumatic, but he is so dejected. I think the only thing that he is able to say with any kind of certainty is that you know not what we've lost. I don't think he's willing to yield that you didn't take it because he just doesn't trust you all at all. But that's what he says. You know not what we've lost.
Okay. For my ending action, since that was a move and a soliloquy, I will release him.
Oh, okay.
And what are these items here? Are they of high value to you as well?
He's and I'll say this last and I'll move forward. But he says that obviously these are all sacred, but nothing compared to what we've lost. Nothing compared. Well, I think it's your turn.
They stole their Wi-Fi router.
The most
I can't connect without that.
Okay. I tell him, we stole nothing from you. But as my friend has said, whoever stole from you stole from us. Your damage to your place here was accidental. It's reaction to a sudden meeting between you and my companion. We mean you no harm.
They did draw.
And I will prove this by freeing the other two. I also turn to them and say, "Hold still. Let me free you from this rubble."
Millennium City probably has a stand your ground law, though, so you're in their house.
I know you did drop in. Sandcrab did with
And
that
instead of
bad
using
roll.
fear, I'm trying for persuasion.
So
Just so you know.
I don't think. Do you have a skill for persuasion? Because I think your power requires
Yes,
it to
I
be
do.
fear related, right?
Yes, I do have persuasion as a skill.
Okay.
First thing first is getting these two guys out.
But
Can I use my claw? Huh?
You can use claws on that one. You're gonna have to do at least 6 body of damage and no more so, or you're gonna cut them.
Hmm.
I mean,
That
Okay.
defenses gets like one die isn't gonna hurt them.
Yeah. So
It's not killing attack; it's just done, right?
No. My attacks are killing.
yeah, the claws. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were using your wind to break them free.
Your wind is not going to hurt them.
But
Oh, okay.
After,
Then I'll
after
go
you
back.
blow through the
To,
debris, yeah, after you
I'll
blow
do.
through the debris, there'll be something like 3 body left, which is not going to go through their defenses.
Okay. I'll stick with blowing them.
okay.
What? Nobody said
I didn't want
anything.
to compromise.
Yeah, we heard
Wow,
it.
There. I already
guys.
put you in front of All Might XXX shop and the thing. I wasn't going.
Trying to be an adult here. If you want me to go there,
Just wasn't doing it. Yep. Nope. No, there's going to be a part of the lore of how you freed the samurai.
Except she
Okay,
didn't do
I
enough
guess.
body.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no.
blew that roll.
Yeah. So
She
the
would.
wind is furious that day, but not enough to lift the remaining. It's like a beam.
Oh. Can I use one of my some of my points?
Yes. Yes, you can. And really, you need to use.
You
I'll
only need
say.
one.
Well, but that's a
Huh?
body roll. I guess. What would the rolls have been? Does it tell you what the rolls would have been? Let's just use one hero action point. You did it.
Okay.
They are obviously prone, and the beam flies back, but they are no longer pinned down. And I will say Wild Thing is now at 5 hero action points.
Okay. I say to Sand Crab, maybe you can use that beam to help shore up the ceiling. And I am done.
Cool. Maximum resistance. It's your turn.
I'm still concerned about the ceiling, but I also don't want to close off the grate. So I'm going to try to do another one. I'm going to move over to like there to that way I'm not getting the range penalties and all that. And I'll do another one just kind of like on the other side. Let's see if I can draw a little thing here.
So, like beneath the feet of
Whoops.
of Ghost.
I don't want to close Ghost up there, but basically to cover like this, leaving the hole in the center for the drain thing.
Okay, that's cool. Let's hope you hit your hex this time.
Yeah, just rub that in, okay? Yeah, I feel the love.
Well, you are a lot closer.
Barely, but it's there.
But you got it. You could have used hero action points last time, though. But it was a fun story. So, okay, so 2 force walls holding up any of the kind of little items that are continuing to fall. The repair that was done by Sandcrab. This I would say just feel pretty confident that anything that falls is going to be caught. And you have not blocked off the entryway through the grate. Good work. And now it is Ghost's turn. Ghost, you're holding the refrigerated item unit, and you see that the store is empty. And Little Rocket has told you that is the freezer unit that was missing and then reappeared.
I come the rest of the way out of the hole. I move the refrigerator unit away from the collapsing area. I put it down, and then I open the refrigerator and look in.
Okay, so you see like what is it? The drumstick ice cream cones, and
Okay.
there's what is the one that are the 3 flavor bomb sticks? Is that what they're called?
Bomb pop, bomb
Yeah,
Yeah,
pop.
I'm pop.
it is the dessert section, and the other end of it, it's like Totino's frozen pizzas and things like that.
Okay, I don't think these are their sacred objects.
That might be the best
You
line
never know.
of the night. I don't think these, instead of
Yeah,
these,
There's
are
so
what the
probably a
droids are looking
are
for.
what it really looks like is that the store owner knows these guys are down here. He was wounded by the perpetrator, which is a third party, and these guys healed him because he's tied in with them somehow. I suspect the store owner is the person in question, unless they like mind wiped him or something like that. And why would they heal somebody that they don't care about?
That's more of an idea than Ghost has got. So
It seems like a good place for us to wrap up for tonight. The warriors on their route in are going to be a minute or so out, so not far off, but still far enough for us to do some non-combat things. There's nobody in the store, but Little Rocket, you did move everybody out, right? So except for the old man,
Correct.
who was moved out by the police investigator who was in the store still.
Right.
They are off and in the kind of still in the alleyway, but above ground outside the store. Anybody have any wrap up thoughts or things that they would be doing?
Rocket would have, one of the times he ran by the cop, would have said, "Floor might collapse," and back to move things away.
Okay. She says, it's like a gruff thanks. Well, thanks, and it's not that deep voice. It's like, well, thanks, in a Chinese accent too. Okay, Sandcrab, any wrap up actions?
Well, securing the ceiling a little more, but I mean, really, that'd be something that would be like done after this is all settled. So it seems to be secure now. So taking care of the warriors, finding out maybe where they came from. I mean, we're still in the midst of it, so there's not really much we can do at this point.
Yeah, so I mean, there could be some conversation between these warriors as they are standing, and that these other guys with the swords are not going to attack yet. I mean, they've been obviously seen that you all have just kind of waylaid the whole thing and made a just debris heap of their area, so they're not going to be swinging at you. But
Right.
I think the only thing that they will say is. That they have a sacred duty to protect this space and the sacred objects, and they will say, yesterday, yes, we lost our most sacred object, and it's he said your whatever it is, he calls it a doohickey on the wall. This is what we saw too. Nothing. We saw nothing.
Well, we weren't here to bother you. I'm sorry that it went a little bit. Our meeting went a little bit like this, but we're actually looking for the perpetrator of the crime, which is somebody that was stolen from you. So it seems that we're on the same side. If you can give us any clue to who it was or where it went, we'll follow it and maybe be able to return it. But at this time, you are not powerful. You and your troops are not powerful enough to defeat us, as it's obvious. Single-handedly, I was able to take out all 3 of you, and now I have my allies here as well. So that's not a threat. It's just a statement of fact. So if you want to help get your item back, anything you can help if you can tell us what it is, any clue you can give us might help in getting it back for you.
Yeah. So, Wild Thing, is there anything you would want to add? I know you and he are both in that kind of conversation with the guys.
Yeah. She would ask when did their artifact disappear? Was it from this spot or from another spot? As she is helping the other two up.
Yeah. In response to you both, he says, "You've done so much damage. The only way you can earn our trust in this moment is by saving face and helping us restore the damage that's been done." And I don't know anybody that would have intelligence rolls. Make your intelligence rolls if you understand as characters the importance of saving face for them. What that means. He says it with
Culturally, I would.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Just make your intelligence rolls. Make sure that that each of all would get that what that means.
Oh, that'd be like a streetwise roll, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to go for like general intelligence because I think that's just a general. Like I'm not a very streetwise person, but I understand personally what saving face means in the Chinese culture. You know.
Yeah, it says there's no wisdom roll, which would have been more apropos.
Yeah. Little Rocket.
Apparently,
Man.
Rocket didn't hear it.
Yeah, you just didn't hear it. That's it. So sand crab. And well, I think you all both would understand it. He's basically asking you to restore this.
The damage done here,
Yeah. Restore
Yeah.
the damage that's done.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we step out of combat, we can do that like in a jiffy.
Yeah. So let's wrap up saying that in the next few moments, you all are going to be trying to repair this. And then with that, he will show you the kind of the altar space where there is kind of like where there's been an object in a place for so long that once it's removed, there's kind of like a shadow of the object. You can kind of see that there was a statue, and the statue's missing now.
Okay.
We don't have our magic sensing person with us,
I
right?
know Beast didn't show up for this one.
Oh, damn it.
I know.
It would have been perfect.
But that's the end of the scene where the comic book panel shows there's like a little pillar where there might have been a statue of a Chinese spiritual, and it or something very meaningful, and it is only the dust shadow of remains.
Okay.
Cool.
We get a silhouette, is what, right?
But only the
Am I
base
correct in that
silhouette,
understanding?
not the size of it or the shape of it, but just the very base of where the dust would have not been.
Okay, just an indentation, not the actual silhouette of the object. Okay.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That's right.
Flies back down and offers all three of the demons an ice cream cone.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Very
He's
gladly.
culturally unsophisticated.
All people, no matter how old or young they are, or how old they are, they immediately look young when they're eating ice pops.
Yep.
Okay, that's. I thought it was a fun night tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I think
No.
Yeah.
kind of got to the
much.
was good.
first end of this first session of the missing statue for this warrior clan.
I like the fact that this wasn't just run of the mill combat. There was nuance to it. I like that.
Very cool. Some combat, but obviously Sand Crab could wait a little more.
Yeah.
But still, I think everybody got a good action in. Was able to fulfill the heroic things. Little Rocket moving people out. Ghost, being able to break the sword, and cool stuff. I thought it was cool.
Yep.
Okay, well, 3 experience points as usual. If anyone writes a journal article and links it, we'll get another experience point. I really am interested in your perspectives on this one, just because there's going to be a lot of nuance in this miniseries. So anybody that does that gets an experience point. And I won't have my journal for the session until tomorrow, but you can link it in there afterwards. So thanks again for playing tonight, you guys.
Hey, thanks for the run.
No problem.
Thank you.
Right.
Good night.